Hey folks, this is Keough with a new training video for you. You're going to see training from 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday session is a reverse band squat session, and Wednesday session is a paused bench press session. I can't talk. Done for some higher volume work. For my reverse band session, the bands are taken off 95 pounds at the bottom, 20 pounds at the top. You're going to see me do 20-pound increments, working up for 5 sets, starting at 415. So 415 for 3, 435 for 3, 455, 475, and then 495 for a PR set of 3, which is a pretty good PR set of 3 for me because a few weeks ago I did I did this as a max effort movement. Basically went in, did a few heavy singles with it, and got 510 and missed 525. So really happy with 495 for 3. Warming up, I felt good, but once I hit around 435, I started slowing down, and once I hit 455, I really started slowing down, and I think for me, part of that was because my back was still sore from deadlifting last week, but I think part of that, too, was just the fact that I wasn't mentally as into the training session as I should have been, and that's entirely my own fault, but I was able to get it together after the set of 455. I just realized that I wasn't going to get all the reps that I wanted unless I really got it together mentally, and was able to do that and able to focus in on the session and do the things that I felt I needed to do in order to hit all the reps that I wanted to. So was happy with the session. Also did a pause bench session the following day. Did 2 sets of 19 for 210, so a basic high volume day, and wanted 20 reps, but didn't think I had enough for it the first time, and then tried it the second time and missed on the 20th rep, which was disappointing. But overall, was pretty happy with how my bench press moved. Bar speed was good. I'm really achy right now with tendons, and so what I think I'm going to have to do is I think I'm going to have to modify my bench training just a little bit. Next week, I might go in and do a floor press session instead of a bench session, just to try and do a movement variation that doesn't put me in as much discomfort, and should be able to recover for it fine, but I just want to make sure I'm doing okay for the meet. My strength is good on really on all 3 lifts right now. I feel very, very strong, and I feel definitely ready for the meet. It's been an interesting experience, this training cycle, because when I started, the training went really poorly, and for the first half of this training cycle, I wasn't really able to consistently get into a groove. But recently, I've taken a step back. I'm training fewer days, and I've taken a couple of deloads and brought the weights down a little bit, and I was able to refine my groove again. And I feel a lot better now in my training, which is obviously what I wanted coming into this next meet. And I'm motivated to come into this last training cycle and train, and usually at this point I've hit great numbers, and I'm ready to just get to the meet and stop training, but I still feel like there's work to be done, and I still feel pretty good. So that's great. That tells me that I have a pretty good chance at peaking at the right time for this meet, whereas for the first 2 I've done this year, I really peaked about midway through my training cycle. So hopefully the bad training cycle I had for the first 6 weeks, hopefully that becomes a sort of blessing in disguise. But I feel ready. I think I don't ever get nervous for powerlifting meets, and I think the reason for that is because when I do a training cycle, I do it to the best of my ability, and I make mistakes, but I really do put everything into this. I try and make sure my diet is on point. I try and make sure my recovery is on point. I try and make sure my training is good. Something I did this training cycle, a change that I made from previously, is I just really started focusing on the assistance work, and I started trying to train with more of an attitude than before. And before I'd go in and I'd talk to people and be friendly with people, and now I go in there for the training, and that's really where my focus is. And every day I'm trying to get the most out of my training, and I think that has helped as well. And so I feel like I put everything into this. I don't skip training sessions. I don't dick around and do stupid shit in the gym, and I don't hang out and talk to people and do all of this stuff. I go there to train. I go there to get better. And I feel like when you put something into it, you're going to get something out of it. And I do feel like November 16th, I fully expect to perform. I feel extremely good about where I am and how I'm going to do, and I think if you put everything into it and you're honest with yourself about where you stand and what you need to work on, and you work on those things, and you don't carry an ego, I think you get out of it what you put into it. So ultimately, how you perform in competition, that's a reflection of how you train and how you prepare. So, you know, the best lifters are usually the ones that are just doing the right things. There are certainly other things that make for the best lifters, but the best lifters are usually ones that are doing the right things, and I'm going to show that I'm one of the best lifters in mid-November. Keep checking in. More videos for you soon.